Well, good morning, and I don't think all us creative types are opposed to getting up early. Some of the best thoughts come in the morning. Thank you, Minister Chan. I think the creative industries in Ontario are indeed lucky to have you as their champion, and I encourage Karen to keep visiting you because as a journalist, I rarely take no for an answer, and I'm sure the cupboard is never really bare, Minister Chan, especially for all the creative talent in this province and the opportunities. So keep at it. I'm sure that we can come up with something. Welcome to Digital Dialogue. We are very happy that all of you could join us today. We have a really amazing, interesting lineup and cross-section of people from across the content creating and technology industries. A friend of mine used to tell me, you know, if you're ever bored, which I rarely am, but sometimes, think of a big idea. Just think of a big idea in your head and follow it along. It keeps you company and keeps you rolling. And there's so many big ideas out there. We're going to hear from some of those today, and even small ideas that have the potential and promise to become big. So much is changing. In my industry, for example, as a broadcaster, you know, when I started out, I used to take a great big camera, a great big digital tape, plug it into a machine that I had to carry with me in the field. We used to actually have to climb over fences in rural areas to get to what we called a bang box, to wire in this recorder to send our material to Toronto, a bang box in the middle of nowhere in winter in New Brunswick. Not that much fun. Now, I can go to Egypt, Tahrir Square, with this, record an on-camera broadcast quality, and through an app, which comes through conferences like this, compress it and send it directly into the server in Toronto to be broadcast within 20 or 30 minutes, depending on the bandwidth. Recently, in December, when I was covering Mandela's election, we were able to record with a large HD camera my on-cameras in front of the long lines of people waiting to see Mandela at his visitation. And we were able to compress it in the van, en route to our next location, on our laptop, and through 4G send it to Toronto within minutes. It's incredibly mobile. But I think as broadcasters, we, like you, are in situations where we can't keep up. We run to catch up with new digital technologies, with new apps that, yes, condense the time it takes to do our job, but we have to make sure that we've got the right application for the right task, and that it won't become obsolete or be usurped by something better soon, because it's a big investment. And like you, we're all trying to figure out how to make money off digital, how to support the investment that CBC and other broadcasters like us are making. So it has really changed. I mean, if you consider 5 years ago, I was on air teaching Peter Mansbridge how to tweet. Only 5 years ago. I had barely learned it myself. It was the Ormiston Online initiative at CBC, the online digital platform where we were covering the election online. It was a new concept. Imagine, Barack Obama was putting it online. We were covering it that way in Toronto. And we were debating, big debates about, you know, is Twitter going to last? Is it important? Is this a trend? Now, tweets, YouTube, lots of different media's content are very much part of what we do. So it is really moving at breakneck speed, and it makes it a challenge to keep up. So I, like you, are really looking forward to a day of new ideas, of stimulating discussion. I encourage each of you to take the opportunity to participate actively, not only to catch up with colleagues that you know, but of course to network and meet people outside your normal industry sphere, during the breaks, during the lunches. We've designed the conference so that everyone is in the same room and hearing the same insights throughout the day, so we all have a platform to talk about. We encourage you to tweet about the conference. The hashtag is DD2014, DD, Digital Dialogue 2014. Last year, apparently, this was a trending Twitter topic in Toronto. Pretty good. We also had a number of tweets asking what DD 2013 was, and I think some younger people maybe were excited that they thought it was Dragons and Dungeons and Dragons. So I can assure you that's not part of today, but maybe. A little bit of housekeeping. Our Wi-Fi is at the bottom of the screen. I'm not sure if it's had a chance to change, but the clear blue sky is the password for the Wi-Fi network, and it's a small C under clear blue skies. So if you're having trouble getting in, that's why. We are filming this conference today, and it will be posted on YouTube, so you can review anything you want to hear and recommend panels to your colleagues who weren't able to come here today. So that the day is a real dialogue with the audience participating, we'll be making time for Q&As, of course, after the keynote presentation and after each of the panels. So we have runners with handheld mics. Please ask for one, particularly because we want you to be heard on the YouTube portion of this and also for the rest of the room. So just wait a second, half a second to get that mic to you. We're also using a conference app called Emcee, which you can access on your smartphone or laptop, tablet. Everyone was sent the link, but if you haven't picked that up or have some problems with that, there's a booth outside in the hall, or check yesterday's reminder of the email, in the email for that link. It's got the agenda today, bios for the panelists and speakers. You can send messages to conference attendees through this app, or you could walk over and talk to them. And if you need help, just check with that Emcee table in the foyer. There's also a feedback on that app, and I'm almost at the end of our housekeeping. Please do tell us what you think. If we want these conferences to be better, we need to know what you need to know. So anytime, really, during the break, give us assessment, a quick few words on your analysis of the various panels and discussions. So do encourage you to tweet, but I do ask that, like in the movie theaters, you turn your mobile phones to silent so that we don't interrupt any of the discussions. All the sessions today are in this room. Lunch is around the corner on this floor. Closing reception is in the gallery upstairs. And there are OMDC conference staff all around the room wearing green name badges. If you need any help, just ask one of them.